What is going on, you guys? I hope you guys are having a good day. It's already hot as hell here. We're preparing for 4th of July pretty soon. And so, yeah, so another Blu-ray haul from me today. I got like probably 30 or so movies here. This is probably the most movies I've bought in a single month today. Maybe there was 1 month previous where I bought more, but anyways, this is the most that I remember buying most recently. And yeah, so we're actually going to go get right into it. There are a couple of TV shows here that I bought too that I'm actually looking forward to sharing with you guys. A lot of new releases and some movies that I have seen before that I did not own on Blu-ray yet because I really wanted to check them out. And there's a couple of movies in here that I bought that I still have not watched yet, and I will give you guys my thoughts on the ones that I have seen. And yeah, so let's get right into it. We're starting off with, okay, this one is a double one, so I might as well pull both of these out for you guys. Still sticking with Dexter here, we got Dexter Season 4 and we got Dexter Season 5. I have finished Season 4, finally, of Dexter. This is the best season of Dexter by a landslide. I love this season. And we got Dexter Season 5. This one is probably the weakest of the 5, but it's still a damn good season. So to me, Dexter is still holding out strong. I haven't finished the season yet. I'm like 7 or 8 episodes in right now, so hopefully I will get a chance to finish the show pretty soon. I got season 6 coming in the mail right now, so hopefully I'll get a chance to finish that pretty soon. So I'm looking forward to completing that in the near future. But yeah, so I got the next 2 seasons of Dexter, and I'll put every Blu-ray I have back here so you can see them pile up as I go. Django Unchained. This is one that I just recently watched. I remember watching pieces of this not long after it came out. Out of all the Quentin Tarantino movies that I like, this one is at the bottom, but it's better than 2 other films by him because I like every film that he's done except for Jackie Brown and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Those are the only 2 that I don't really like that much. But this one I do really like. This one is basically about a guy who was in slavery, and then Christoph Waltz basically saves him, and then he's basically trained to become like a secret assassin to try to rescue his wife. And Leonardo DiCaprio plays a really good performance in this movie, and there's still a lot of memes about the guy out there, and I think it's kind of funny but also kind of annoying at the same time. So, but yeah, definitely a good Quentin Tarantino movie. I'd recommend it to anybody, especially if you like that Quentin Tarantino style. Okay, going back to my childhood, we got The Sandlot. I adore this movie. This is, okay, when it comes to childhood movies that are very special to me, this movie, along with Indiana Jones and, what was it? Toy Story, are and this one are my favorite childhood films of all time. Yeah, the Toy Story franchise is always special to me. Indiana Jones I grew up with. This film is also one of those films. It's also my favorite sports movie of all time, so I would always recommend this to anybody, especially even if you don't like sports movies. Give this a watch. How can you dislike it? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Sandlot, it's a perfect movie, in my opinion. The Road Warrior, okay, I know there are 4 Mad Max movies out there. This one and Fury Road are the only 2 that I like. Yeah. The first one's okay. To me, it was kind of a missed opportunity, and the Beyond Thunderdome, that one was bad. Like, I did not like that one at all. So, but this one is one of the best action movies from the 80s, and Mad Max Fury Road is my favorite action movie of all time. So, this is a definite recommendation for anybody, especially if you like action. The Karate Kid 4K. This is one that I got. I got this last month, and I used to own the DVD for this, and I've watched this since I was a kid. I just never owned it until now because ever since I started collecting Blu-rays, there's still a lot of franchises I'm trying to complete. As far as this franchise goes, I adore this one. I love Part 2, really do. I hate Part 3. I don't like that movie at all. The next Karate Kid, it's a little bit better, even though it's pretty cheesy. And the remake with Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith, that one's actually pretty good. So, overall, a good franchise. I would say the only one that I don't like is the 3rd one. So, okay. The Mist. This is based off of a Stephen King novella, which I read parts of it. I've seen pieces of this movie, but I never finished it. And I heard it has a very bleak ending, which I kind of already know what it is because I've had it spoiled for me many times. But yeah, this is a Stephen King adaptation that I have yet to watch the whole thing. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this one because I do really enjoy Stephen King adaptations. I'm a major Stephen King fan. This one even includes the color version, the alternate black and white version, and yeah, all documentaries and supplements. So yeah, there's 2 different versions of this movie in here. Pretty cool. Rocket Man 4K. I was so glad when I saw this at Best Buy because I was trying to look for the Blu-ray for this thing, and it was not cheap. Like, I was like, really? How is it that expensive? But yeah, as far as musical biopics go, there's two types of people. People who prefer Bohemian Rhapsody, people who prefer Rocket Man. I am in Bohemian Rhapsody camp. I just am. But I've grown to appreciate this more. When I saw this for the first time in theaters, I did like it, but I thought it was a little too musical-esque. Like, it didn't feel like a biopic. It just felt like a musical about Elton John. But at the same time, I still enjoyed it nonetheless. And then I watched it again a few months later, and then I actually really liked it, and now I actually love it. I still prefer Bohemian Rhapsody just by a little bit, but this is a damn good film right here. Love Rocket Man. We got Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon 4K. I watched most of this when I was a kid, but I haven't seen it since. I think it's I've heard people say it's a really good martial arts movie, but I have not had a chance to actually sit down and watch the whole thing. So let me know what your thoughts are on this one. We got Carrie Steelbook. Is this this is the 4K, right? 4K. Yes, it is. Yeah, 4K and Steelbook. So yeah, Carrie Steelbook. This is a good Stephen King adaptation. I don't think it's the best one, but I think it's a really damn good one. I actually debated buying this in previous months because I wasn't sure, because even though I do like this, I kept wondering, do I really want the Steelbook for it, or do I just want the Blu-ray? But then I was like, you know what, fuck it. I might as well get it before it runs out, and plus the other Blu-ray is not too easy to find. So yeah, but I really like the Stephen King adaptation. This was the first one that ever came out, and I've grown to like it over the years. There's even 2 remakes on it. There was a 2002 TV movie that I barely like at all, and there was another remake with Chloe Grace Moretz that I thought was better, but was not as good as the original. So yeah, just stick with the original, you guys. The Nice Guys, one of my favorite comedies of all time. This movie is hilarious. You got Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling playing 2 private detectives. One is licensed and is great at his job. He's not licensed, but he's great at his job. This Ryan Gosling is licensed, but he's not good at his job, and so they have to try to help a missing girl and take down a they take down some like adult film industry sort of thing. So yeah, I don't want to spoil it for you guys, even though it's been out for a while. And I hope to God we get a sequel to this. We need a sequel to it, please. That needs to at least be a trilogy. At least give it a trilogy. Okay, and we got the big ones. We got Avatar on 4K. I love this cover, by the way. I love the original Avatar. I think it's a great James Cameron film. It's not my favorite, but I still love it for the visuals, and the characters are pretty good. And we got the Avatar Way of Water Steelbook that I also got. I have not seen this yet. I know, I have not seen it yet. I chose not to see this in theaters because James Cameron, I feel, teased us too much to the point where he made us wait over a decade for it. And if he had told us it was going to take a decade to come out, then I would have given it a shot. But because he teased us every single year and kept pushing it back a year over and over and over again, I decided, you know what? Okay, now I'm not going to go see your film. I'm just going to wait for the Blu-ray to come out. And so, yeah. So it's such a shame that we had to wait so long for it. And like there are certain films that came out like many years later, like Incredibles 2, that came out like 14 years after the original. And that was worth the wait because they didn't tease us for years about it. But yeah, James Cameron kept teasing us about it, and now I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to see it now. So hopefully, if he doesn't do the same thing with Avatar 3 and 4 and 5, then I will go see those. But we'll see. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. This is a really good John Hughes comedy. I really enjoy it. I do think Breakfast Club is his best film, but this is a really damn good one about a guy who basically takes the day off from school and goes on a trip with his friends through Chicago. I think it's a very funny movie, especially if you love John Hughes. That Thing You Do. This is one that I bought for my mom and I because we both love Tom Hanks a lot. So this was one that I really wanted to check out. My mom has seen pieces of this before, but I have not seen it at all yet. So let me know what you guys think of this. I have yet to see it. Okay, this was a big surprise for me. We got Stay. This is directed by Mark Forrester. It's Ryan Gosling, Ewan McGregor, and Naomi Watts. This is like a mind bender sort of thing where you got basically Ryan Gosling's character who tells his psychiatrist, played by Ewan McGregor, that he's going to basically kill himself in 3 days, and he tries to stop it. And it's a very twisty movie because there are certain things that happen throughout the runtime that typically don't make any sense, and certain characters appear in certain places where you're like, wait, how did they get there so quick? And like the shots are just like so fast. And then let me just say, the final 10 minutes of this movie explains the entire film. Like, it's not really a solution, it's more of an explanation. And yeah, this is a foreign release because you can't find a Blu-ray copy of this in America. So I had to basically go on Amazon, pay like $60 for this thing, and my Xbox One plays Region 2 Blu-rays only, and it plays 4K, so I got that. So I bought this for $60, hoping to God that it would actually play, and I watched it, and yes, it plays perfectly. So I'm so glad this was $60 well spent. This is definitely a movie that's not for everybody, but if you love Ryan Gosling and you like mind-bending films, this is definitely one that's misunderstood and needs to be checked out by everybody. And it requires 2 viewings before you officially review it, because after 2 viewings, you will pretty much understand it more. Yeah. And it's a shame that movie failed at the box office because it's pretty much hated, and I don't even get why. Vanilla Sky. I know there's a 4K for this that just came out, but I just bought this too recent for me to go out and buy the 4K because I don't really think it's worth it. But Vanilla Sky. This is another mind-bending movie with Tom Cruise and Penelope Cruz, where Tom Cruise is like a rich playboy, and he can pretty much get any woman he wants, and he's sleeping with what was her name again? Was it Bryce Dallas? Cameron Diaz. I was thinking Bryce Dallas Howard. I don't know why. Cameron Diaz. He's sleeping with her, and then Penelope Cruz comes into his life, and he thinks he's found the girl for him, and then he gets in a car crash, and then his face is entirely disfigured, and yeah, it's a trippy movie. Yeah, trippy movie, and there's like 5 or 6 different ways you can interpret it. I think it's worth checking out. Tom Cruise even said that's the best movie that he's ever done, so tells you a lot. Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs. You guys know I bought the first one, I think, the previous month. I still have yet to get the second one, and then I'll have that trilogy complete. This is my favorite Ice Age film. I have watched it since I was a kid. I was not a huge fan of Continental Drift. I don't think that movie's that great. And Collision Course went way too over the top for me, and I was like, yeah, no way. And then I never saw Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild because I heard that movie was pretty bad. So the original trilogy I like, and they should have stopped with this one. This one was like the perfect ending. Made sense. Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. I really like this movie. This is definitely an honorable mention for this year. I think it's a really good movie that's based off of a board game, and I think they do really well with it. I think the cast is very well done too, especially the special effects. I think they're awesome, and I don't really have too much to say about it because I never actually finished it. I think I had other stuff going on, but the 2/3 of the movie that I saw I really liked. So definitely check that one out. Another old one. We got War Games. This is with Matthew Broderick and Ali Sheedy. Yep. Really love this movie. This is a really good one. Basically, Matthew Broderick buys a computer, or he downloads a video game in his computer, and it turns out that it's an actual war simulator that actually could set off a real war, and then the United States government thinks that they're about to go to war with Russia because of him, and so they're slowly getting more paranoid with it, and now it's a very trippy movie, and I would highly recommend that one. A lot of movies I would highly recommend, but that's how much of a movie lover I am. The Gray. This is a one that I did see a long time ago. I don't think I went to the theater to see it, but I remember this is my favorite Liam Neeson action thriller behind Taken, one where he's basically going up against a group of wolves in the Alaskan wilderness after their plane crashes. So yeah, definitely a very crazy Liam Neeson action movie. Okay, now we're completing James Bond here. We got Casino Royale. This is my second favorite James Bond film of all time. I love this movie. And we got GoldenEye, which is my third favorite. There's only 3 James Bond movies that I love. And that's it. That's these 2 and also Skyfall, which is my favorite. Yeah, I've seen 15 of the 25 Bond films that exist, and those 3 are the only ones that I actually enjoy. Yeah, it's very sad. I did like License to Kill. I'm not sure I'd own it, though. And I did like Goldfinger. Sorry, I almost said GoldenEye again. Goldfinger. But after that, yeah, the franchise it always misses the mark for me, and I can never get really into it. So I'm a casual Bond fan, but whenever a new one comes out, I'm always curious about it. And I wasn't the biggest fan of No Time to Die either. It's pretty sad. Fall. This is one that I wish I saw in theaters, because this is a very I I don't know what the term for fear of heights is right now, but basically, if you're scared of heights, do not watch this movie because it will mess you up. It will totally mess you up. This movie is crazy when it comes to your fear of heights. And yeah, so you got two girls, two best friends. They travel to the top of a radio tower to, like, I guess be like adrenaline junkies or whatever after they lose a friend of theirs the previous year, and the ladder collapses and they get stuck up there for probably 4 days, and it is just trippy movie. And there were moments during this movie where, like, literally my body was clenching and I was like, oh my god, that's so fucking high. Like, if you're scared of heights, do not watch this. Your fear will only be enhanced by that. So yeah. Insidious. I know the new Insidious movie is coming out. That's why they had this finally at Best Buy. I bought this. This is my favorite Insidious movie. I think it's genuinely creepy as fuck. And I will say that I'm not a big fan of Part 2 because Chapter 2. I don't think that movie's that great. Although it does have some creepy moments. But to me, a follow up to this didn't really make much sense to me. This felt like a good one and done movie. Chapter 3, I do like quite a bit. I think that one is a good prequel to this franchise. And The Last Key, I thought was also really good. So 3 of the 4 films I like so far. And I'm looking forward to The Red Door. Curious about it. But yeah, and I think the jump scares in this movie work very well. People say the jump scares don't work because it's loud noises. But to me, if you have loud noises in a jump scary film, if they're being played over the thing we're actually supposed to be scared of and it's not a dream sequence, then to me, it works. And this movie has jump scares that work every fucking time, and it scares me to death. Renfield. I wanted to see this in the theater, but I never got a chance to because I guess I was too busy. But yeah, this is a really good film with Nicolas Cage, who's basically playing Dracula. What more could you ask for? And I mean, this one works so well. You got Nicholas Hoult, who's basically going to therapy. He wants to break free of Dracula because he is like his servant. He brings him bodies for Dracula to feed on. And yeah, very good movie. Very good film. Really enjoyed it. Probably won't believe this, but when that movie was first announced, I didn't know if I was interested in it or not. Okay, now nearly completing my Pirates of the Caribbean. We got Dead Man's Chest and we got At World's End, both on Blu-ray. So yeah, I really love the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Love the first one. I do prefer the second one a little bit more, and I actually prefer the third one. The third one is actually my favorite. This one, yeah, that one's my favorite. Surprisingly, I know the plot's convoluted, but when you watch it more as an adult, you start to understand it more. And to be honest, yeah, that one's really good. And everybody seems to hate Part 4 on Stranger Tides. I don't get it. I think it's fun. I think it's very creative. So yeah, I just have to get Dead Man Tell No Tales, then that'll be complete. So I got 2 more Pirates films. Okay, got 2 more films left. We got X-Men Days of Future Past. I really like this movie. This is a damn good prequel installment to the prequel trilogy. I think this is my favorite of the prequel trilogy by a landslide. I'm not a big fan of Apocalypse. That's the only one of the trilogy that I don't have right now, but hopefully I will get into it pretty soon. But anyways, yeah, really love this movie. It's damn good. And the case is different because I had to when this arrived, the case arrived broken, and sometimes I'll buy blank Blu-ray cases right here. I'll buy blank ones from online, and so if a Blu-ray arrives that's broken and the disc is still fine, I just take the artwork right here out and then take the disc out, put them both in a brand new case, and it's all better again. So, because I don't like dealing with that whole thing about returning movies that could be fixed. So yeah, if the disc can't play, then okay, then I'm out of it. And the final film, this was probably the first film I bought for last month, and this is so far my favorite movie of the year. John Wick Chapter 4. I was going to get the Steelbook for this, but look, that they actually ran out when I went to Best Buy, but I got the Blu-ray for it. I'm happy with it. This is my favorite movie of the year. I did not expect very much from this because I do love the first John Wick, and I enjoyed Chapter 2 and 3, and so I didn't know what Chapter 4 was going to bring us, and to be honest, this should be the last one because this has like the perfect ending for John Wick, and if they said they're going to bring Chapter 5 in, I'm like, all right, let's see if they can continue it because this felt like the perfect ending for me. So yeah, favorite film of the year. Yeah, crazy. We still any film could take that place. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Those are all my Blu-ray purchases that I got for June of 2023. So guys, thank you very much as always for watching. You guys have a great 4th of July, and I will see you guys next time.